This is Tommy Nelson, Dicky Purcell, Byron Melhalf, and Coach Tim Coleman, who will be along a little bit too. But, guys, it's Friday Night Lights. And, Dicky, are you blinded yet?
Almost, Tommy. It was amazing what they did for me tonight, what Doug Straley and the people at the high school and everybody did for me. I'm really blessed by the experience and by having so many relationships with people in Louisa County, and I'm just really blessed by it all.
Everybody is talking and laughing about saying he's not 100 years old yet, but I understand that's 100 different projects or whatever, teams.
I coached football 38 years. Yeah. I coached baseball 62 years, and you played on the first team that I ever coached.
Yep. I was young then. All right, guys, we got a big game coming up here tonight, too. Monticello comes in 3-1. Louisa's righted the wrong, and it's 2-2 now. What can we expect?
Well, I think Louisa's getting the act together with Carter coming back and Hyder back from Woodbury. I think you'll see Louisa get better each week. But Monticello last year, Tommy, surprised us all and gave them a real tough football game up there.
Yeah, 21-7. And Byron, you were talking about that. They got a lot of veterans.
They have a lot of veterans coming back, Tommy, and I think that tonight is going to be a hard-fought football game. And I think, to Dicky's point, Louisa's getting in stride offensively. If you look at their yards per game, it's improved every game from game one, about 250 yards in game one, and about 470 yards in game four. And the big thing there is it's in a whole lot less offensive plays. They averaged over 12 yards in offensive play last week against Western.
Yeah, Monticello last week, Dicky rushed for over 300 yards, 302 yards rushing first time, and since 2015, I believe they said that they'd done that. Louisa comes in having won 9 straight against Monticello.
Yeah, Tommy, but Monticello played a team last week that hadn't won a ball game, Goochland. But Louisa has shown that they've given up. Like Cortland ran the ball really well against Louisa, so they have been susceptible to teams that can run the ball. Some.
And the Mustangs have coming back this week Trey Early, who's been their big horse in the past. They also got Ezekiel Poore, who found the poorest spots in Louisa's defense last year. Jaden Walker, sophomore running back, and then Kamari Walker, who last week ran an 86-yard touchdown.
Well, and Tommy, I don't think there's any question. Monticello's game plan, without any doubt, has to be to try to control the football and chew the clock. So I think they'd be extremely happy with 3.5, 4 yards of carry and just keep churning yards out down the field. Because to the point, Louisa is averaging 12.5 yards a play last week. They've got a big play offense. Monticello wants to keep the ball.
And, Dicky, you look at that offensive line for Louisa. They got a new addition tonight on that, too. Number 71.
Yeah, Ben Lynch, 6'3", 260 pounds, and he's a transfer. Well, he was at Woodbury, but originally he's from Western Albemarle. Yep.
Yeah, and Coach said in our interview this past week that he got a little bit of game play last week, but Byron, as he said, he jumped off sides 3 times.
Yeah, so I have a feeling they worked on that a little bit in practice this week, so hopefully we won't be seeing that. But, Tom, and the other thing that Coach Patrick has said a couple times to us, and that is with these district games like tonight, Louisa is going to get everybody's best shot. Okay, everybody gets jacked up, gets primed up to play Louisa. So Louisa has got to come ready to play tonight.
All right, the Lions, multi-dimensional offense, Dicky, when they sit there and they can throw, they can run. They've got a lot of plays in the playbook. We heard some of them during the week that we never even heard of before. Whether they use them or not, we'll see.
Yeah. Coach Patrick was telling us about when he's back to punt. Yeah.
I didn't know there were that many different variations on the punt.
Yeah.
I just got a update over at Cortland. King George is beating Cortland 7-6 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
All right, Coach Tim Coleman letting us know that. And guys, the weather is held off. Things have dried up. The field looks beautiful. It's a great night here, and
Tommy,
a lot of things going on.
They had a lot of issues with the field. It was so wet, as I understand it. They had trouble painting the lines and the hash mark. And I'm not so sure they got that done maybe until today, because yesterday they were having a problem with it. It was so wet, the paint wouldn't stick.
Yeah, I think the sun coming out surprised things today, made it a whole lot better. Didn't think there was going to be any sun today either. All right, and we talked about last week too, with the new weapons that are there, the quarterback for Louisa now, Caleb Brady, is looking like what everybody thought he was supposed to be.
Well, yeah, absolutely is. And, you know, the first ball game he threw the ball 20 couple times. I think last week he might have thrown it 10 times, the week before 8 times. So, you know, it's a big help to a quarterback when you've got a running game that's cranking up like Louisa's is, because he's to the point now where he doesn't feel like he's got to be the only thing making the offense work, okay? And so we talked about this last week, Tommy. If you're the defensive coordinator for Monticello, what do you concentrate on as far as defending Louisa? What do you try to take away?
Who you going to double team, because you only got so many players.
Exactly. So, yeah.
It's going to be interesting, and I tell you, the captain's on the field now getting ready for the coin toss, and we're glad to be with you here. The Lions trying to improve to 3-2 and hold back this Russian offense of the Mustangs. But as we said, Dicky, the seniors they've got there, Engel has been starting, I believe, since he was a freshman even, and he's a senior this year. He can throw in spots that he needs to.
Yeah, and with the way the Jefferson district is, Tommy, I mean, this is a really big ball game, because whoever wins this ball game might run the table. I just think the Jefferson district is really weak this year. I mean, they got 3 teams that haven't won a game.
Yep. Makes it tough. Makes it tough. All right, and the officials, I didn't catch which way it was, but.
All right, so it looks to me like Louisa won the toss and elected to take the ball, okay? I did not see where he mentioned anything about deferring. He just, when he separated, he went to Louisa and signaled they're going to receive the kickoff. So looks like the Lions will start with the football.
And they won the toss?
I think they won the toss and elected to take the ball.
They did not defer. That's interesting, because most teams defer when they win the toss.
Yep. They're going to try a JMU thing. Works good for them, doesn't it? I tell you what do you think about the former coach? He's 5-0 now, Byron.
He's 5-0. And, you know, talking about not deferring, Tommy, I remember all-star baseball team in a state tournament one time, and if Dicky won the toss with the one team, and he chose to be the visitors on the team, and there was some strategy behind it. And I remember the opposing coaches looking at him like, well, they don't know what they're doing. We're not going to have any trouble winning this ball game.
Psych it in mind. Psych them out. Psych them out. All right, this is going to be interesting, because we've got Carter as one of the guys back there, and Dicky, your binoculars will tell us who's way on the right
Carter's
of it.
one.
And I believe it's Seabury.
Is it number 6?
I think it's 6. Hayden Shaw.
Okay.
These numbers, these yellow jerseys and these green numbers are not real easy to read tonight.
Yeah, Seabury's up at about the 35. He's one of the guys there. At least we got play clocks that are working tonight, too. Here we go.
He kicked that thing in the end zone. They can't run that out. It's in the end zone.
No.
The kicker's got a leg.
Wow. He put that thing about 6 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, he did. He put it deep in the end zone.
Yep, and that was number 17, right? Normally, number 55, Ozil Jaro Castillo, is the one who does it. All right, Lions come out. Dicky, this goes back almost to the days of the Rebels, these uniforms, doesn't it?
I think so. I haven't seen him wear this yellow before. That was back in the Rebels when they wore the yellow.
The Rebels, that's right.
They wore the yellow.
Brady going to hand off straight up the middle, 25, 30. up to about the 32-yard line. Let's see where they mark it.
First down, I think, Tommy. Yep, moving the chains across the way. Heido is the ball carrier.
They give him 12. Quickly coming up to the line again. Hyder in the backfield with Brady. Creasy looks like he's the blocking back up there. He's had a couple of good games recently.
Hyder again, the ball carrier. There goes Hyder. Another first down and more. He's up close to the midfield marker.
Let's see. They're going to mark it at right at midfield. So 5, 10, 15, and 3. 18 yards.
That's pretty good average in the time.
Yep. Should add to 30, and if 30 from a 20, it means that they're at midfield, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, those teachers are still proud of us, Dicky. All right, Carter's wide to the left. Brady gives on the delay. The corner around. One of the flankers came through there.
Seabury, Tommy.
That's going to be a pickup of 7 or 8 yards.
Yep, down to the 44.
Tommy. Number 71, Ben Lynch.
Yep.
He's out there.
They're running over the right side.
And they're running on that side, too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
All right. 2nd and 3. And they pull them off, look like, but no flag.
Yeah, the flag is
finally
out. All kinds of movement that time on the line of scrimmage.
False start on the offense.
Oh, they get it on Louisa. And we have said that's one thing they need to improve on is their penalties.
Yeah, 11 penalties last week for over 100 yards.
Yeah.
They gotta clean that up a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't have any turnovers last week. That was good. They secured the ball. This time looks like Carter's going to be in the backfield.
All right, 2nd down.
He's quarterbacking.
Yep, 2nd and about 8 to go now for the Lions.
And Carter direct snap. Carter takes it, and he's going to keep fighting and get back what they lost on the penalty. Maybe a yard more. Back at 3rd and 2.
3rd and about 4, Tommy.
3rd and 3. The Kicks cheerleaders, coached by Candace Scramley, Mila Combs.
Gavin Anderson's in there on the line for Louisa as well.
Brady comes back in. So does Isaiah Holland. Holland goes right. Seabury's in the slot to the right. Good long count. Getting the ball is Holland or Hyder.
All right, look like he's got the necessary yardage to move the chains once again for the Lions.
Hyder, Tommy.
They got down to about 4 seconds left on the play clock that time, and they've been moving the ball fast usually.
Lynch and Braden McIntyre is on the same side of the line. They're both on the right side of the line.
All right, ball is on the 39-yard line of Monticello, the Lions' first offensive drive.
Give it to the man coming around there to the slot, and
Seabury.
that's Seabury. He's going to pick up maybe 3. They'll give him 4.
Yep, 2nd and 6.
Yep. Yeah, Anderson's big man on the tight end spot over here on the left this time. Same formation, basically. Man in motion.
Direct snap to Hyder. And there goes Hyder. And he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. 38 yards, Tommy.
I'm going to say 37.
Okay.
37.
And, Coach, that was pretty easy, wasn't it?
It was. You got Hyder who's running it right at him, and you got Seabury coming back inside on that counter play. That's a pretty good combination.
7:47 to go here in the first quarter.
Playing that power play, and then they come back counter. That's a good combination.
All right. Extra point try. Come out of the set. Low snap, but ball down, kick up. Looks good, and it is good. Lions go up 7-0.
And they made it look easy, Tommy.
Yep.
They made it look easy right on down the field.
Well, and they kept the ball entirely on the ground.
Yep.
That time. Probably what, nine plays, give or take.
I got 7. Yep.
7 plays.
That's what I had. Of course, I'm getting old. I may miss stuff.
That means they average 11 yards a carry.
They had a 12, a 18, a 5, a 37, a 7, a 4, and a 5.
You heard the old expression, a man amongst boys. You heard that old expression, a man amongst boys.
Yep.
Well, when that ball's in Hyder's hands, you got a man amongst boys. And you know what? He can come back another year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a junior.
Carter's back too.
Yeah.
And last week, Jaheim Jackson came in as a backup quarterback and also was running some wide receiver and playing on defense, and he will just be a junior next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And already has a year of experience playing quarterback.
Playing quarterback. Led them to the playoffs last year.
Absolutely.
Wonder if he was under the tutelage of somebody we know.
All right, here comes the kickoff for the Lions.
Going to be deep, taken back on the 3, up to the 5, 10, the hole in the middle, up to about the 28, 29. Looks like a 29.
Number 7 was the ball carrier for Monticello, Tommy. This is Jaden Simpson.
One of the wideouts.
All right.
Monticello going to take over on the...
Just about at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they marked at the 30 now. Yep, so I had 7 carries, so that means it was 7 plays, right?
That's right. Yeah. All right, let's see what the Mustangs do on their first offensive play of the night.
See if Ezekiel Poore gets it, and I believe that
Oh,
is him.
my goodness
They handed it off, and Braden McIntyre met him in the backfield. That was Walker,
Yep.
and McIntyre was right there.
Yeah, he shot the gap that time and met him a couple yards deep in the backfield, and that was all she wrote.
That was Jaden Walker,
Yep.
and it's a -3 on that. They've got Jaden Walker, Kamari Walker, who run the ball, and then they've also got Brooklyn Walker, who's a running back, and they have another Walker. Walker's doing running. All right, Ingle looked like he's changing the play.
Play clock's going to run out.
They ran out.
It did.
It ran
Yep.
out. They didn't get the play off. And Monticello is going backwards.
So I'll make it second and about 18.
About 18, that's right.
Dicky, I kind of like the gold tops there, the yellowish gold top there. All right, they just getting the play in from the sideline. They into 12 seconds left on the play
They're
clock.
going to have to hurry up and get this play off.
Yeah. Inside of 5 seconds. Man in motion.
He turned it up early.
Yeah. overthrew his intended receiver.
Well, we got third down. Third and
about 18.
Yep. I don't know if I like the white pants with the goal, though. It might be better to have dark pants. And white pants going to get a little dirty tonight.
All right, let's see if they air it out again.
Inside of 10 seconds again. Dropping straight back, looking
Yep.
downfield. Got a man open over the middle.
Oh.
Then he throws it and an incomplete.
He was lucky he got rid of the ball and almost got it batted back at him, too.
Yeah, he kind of had to go with a sidearm delivery on that pass because he had pressure on him. So good defensive stand to start with by the Lions. Mustangs had a 5-yard delay penalty, but they went backwards with that possession.
Yeah. Fourth down coming up. Going back deep, Isaiah Carter. He had a couple of good run backs last week. And is it?
Hike the ball over his head.
And it's
That's
going to
gonna be a
go to the
safety.
end zone.
He's going to try to kick it. And he kicked it. I can't believe he got it off. I cannot believe he got that ball off.
That is amazing.
That is amazing.
He got it out to the 30-yard line.
I don't see how he managed to kick it.
I don't either because I'm sitting here thinking, I mean, the ball went over his head and had to be pretty close to the back line of the end zone, and you're thinking, just bat the ball out of the back of the end zone and take the safety.
That's what I thought he was going to do.
Just take the safety. I don't know how in the world he was able to get that punt off.
They do it at the 33, so Louisa takes over to Monticello 33.
Heck of an effort by their punter.
Yeah. He might not have had that good a punt if it had worked out fine.
I thought he was going to get it blocked if he tried to kick it.
Yep. Brady
By himself, that guy. Nope. Gets
hands
the
it
ball.
up about to Hyder. Yep. Hyder's going to pick up maybe 3. Quickly up to the line. Got Hyder and Seabury in the backfield.
Pitch back to Hyder. Hyder's around the. Got another first down, I think, Tommy.
Yeah, and that was Creasy in the backfield, and he was the leading blocker for him that time, too.
You know, and Hyder takes the pitch that time, Dicky. He left one guy. He faked one guy completely, and then he pulled one guy at the last 4 yards to gain that first down. He is a strong runner.
Legs keep moving. Holland's going to go wide to the right.
All right. We're coming up on 5 minutes left in tonight's first quarter. This is the Lions' second offensive possession. They're at the 23-yard line of Monticello with the first down. Brady back to throw.
Hit his man over here.
That's Carter.
Yep, that's Carter.
And he's going to pick up, let's see, about
Close
11.
to a first down.
I think it's about
Might
a
be
yard
about
short. It's 9.
Half yard or yard short. All right, that moves it down to the 14-yard line. Second and short for the Lions.
Holland again going wide right. One man wide left.
I think that's
Straight up the middle.
that might have been Creasy that carried the ball, Tommy.
And
Nope.
let's see if he gained enough. All right, no gain on the play.
And who do we give that run to?
I thought maybe it was Creasy. Yeah, he's back there. Yep.
Yeah, I think
It was Creasy. That was Creasy.
I think that's who it was.
Yes.
Yep. 3rd and 1.
I'd say it'll be Hyder this time. Yep, it's Hyder time. And the guy missed him.
He's going to get the first down, but not by much, but he got it.
Guy had a shot at him in the backfield.
Yep.
Could have brought him down short of the
Yep.
first down, but he couldn't make the tackle.
Pulled out of that tackle and bumped it around the right end just for a 4 yard gain and got the first down.
Was my eyes deceiving me, or did he just look up to try to see where the first down marker was too?
Yeah, I think he knew where he was trying to get to.
1st and 10 from the 11.
5th play of this drive. Well, we got
Again,
movement on Louisa.
He
Yeah.
moved. Carter moved.
Clear snap. False start. On the outside.
2nd penalty on Louisa.
Penalty. Still first down.
They can still get a first down.
Yeah, they can go to first down around a 1.
Carter's to the right. See if he does a little crossing pattern.
He's in motion.
Nope.
He's going to get the ball in motion, try to turn the corner. And that gets back maybe. I don't think he got much back and further than the line of scrimmage. Well, he gained, get back to
Get
the
4.
original line of scrimmage. Yep.
Going to get 4.
Yep.
Yeah, Monticello did a pretty decent job just kind of stringing that play out, and then the pursuit was able to catch up. So not a bad job by the Mustangs that time on defense.
Jaheim Jackson comes in now. Brady's going to be in there too.
2nd down and about 11
Jackson's
yards to
probably
go.
coming in at wide out.
Yep, and he's wide to the right.
Hyder's
the
the
middle,
ball
Hyder.
carrier, and there he goes for a
Touchdown.
touchdown.
And that's going to be 12 yards. 12 yards.
Yep.
Six plays, 33 yards, and a 12-yard TD run. $98 yards so far for Hyder on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carries.
12 yards a carry.
2:40 to go here in the first quarter.
Albertson's kick is good. 14-0 Louisa. The coach has been pretty.
Update over at
Fine.
Portland. Update over at Portland, Dicky, 13-6 now in the second quarter. King George over Portland.
It's been pretty easy here for Louisa and the coach.
Yeah, they can't stop the running game. I mean, they can play this game never throw fast.
Yeah.
But you got some weapons out there on the edge. You gotta try to keep them boys happy a little bit too.
Yeah, I noticed what they did that time too. The first time they went down and scored, they ran over the right side the whole time. They decided this time they were going to run the left side almost every time, which they did.
Well, I get to train them linemen every summer. And they've got some good kids across the board, and then they got this new kid, that came from Western Albemarle, and he's going to be a good lineman for them too. What's his name, Tommy?
Ben Lynch.
What is it?
Ben
Lynch.
Lynch.
Ben Lynch?
Yeah, L-Y-N-C-H, Lynch. L-Y-N-C-H, Ben Lynch.
Yep. All right, Albertson teeing it up.
And he's 6'3", 260. He's a big boy.
All right, looks like he's going to try to kick long again. And he gets it up, and it's going to go down, and I believe he was about the 2-yard line, and he's going to make it maybe to the 20. A little bit over it.
Ball carrier, Tommy, was Ian Figgins.
All right, they're going to take over at the 22.
Now, Coach, that's one thing. You know,
24.
Louisa does a lot of the short kick, but when you kick the ball and you can keep the other team down around the 20-yard line.
You know, Dick, I tell people all the time, it's very hard for a high school football team to go 80 yards without making a mistake. It's just not going to happen too many times. And that's a weapon. That, you know, when you can put the ball in the end zone, that's a weapon for your defense.
Yeah.
It's just so much of a weapon.
Big jumping starting at the 20 and starting at the 35 or 40, which you do a lot of times on that short kick.
That was Poor, and Poor lost a yard. His first carry. 2:08 to go, first quarter. 14-0, Louisa on top. They come up to the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds left on the play clock.
They've got a timeout by the Mustangs.
All right. We haven't seen Ezekiel Poor yet tonight to that carry, but they were ready for him. Trey Early's been hurt early in the year, and he's back again. So they've got some weapons. It just Louisa's defense has been there so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is Monticello's second offensive possession, and at this point, not that they've had that many plays, but they've got negative yardage.
Yeah, 5 plays and a -4 yards. 0 for 2 passing.
Turner Ashby shut them out the other week, 28 or 29-0. And Turner Ashby was able to stop their running attack on the edge. And when they stopped the running attack on the edge, they didn't have anything left. And Turner Ashby is an okay football team, but they're not great. But they beat Monticello 28 or 29-0.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Engel has Poor in the backfield with him. Man in motion, back move quick too. Looked to me like.
Yeah, there is a flag down. Actually, there was all kinds of movement there, and
illegal motion.
The back judge did throw the flag.
Yep, that's going to cost them 5. So far this first quarter, most everything Monticello's done has gone wrong.
Yeah.
Their second penalty.
Illegal shift on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay second down. After the penalty, the ball is spotted on the 18-yard line. 2nd and 16.
All right, so that backs the ball up to the 18-yard line where Monticello will be looking at a second down and about 16 to go.
Louisa shifting on defense, and they shifted the right way, but the runner got through the first line of defense, but couldn't get through that second line.
You know, that stop for the Lions was number 4.
That's Jaden. That's their first offensive play. Yeah.
All right, that sets up a 3rd down and 10 for Monticello.
Good defense by Louisa. They hold him to 5 yards.
Yep. Savior getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Lions was number 32.
That was
Quan Anderson.
Poor got 5 again that time.
You're going to punt the ball again.
So it's 4th and 5. Desir Carter will go back around the 40-yard line of Louisa. Louisa looks like they want to put some pressure on.
Well, after the last snap,
You can't blame him. I mean, the last snap went over the punter's head.
Good snap this time. Carter is going to let it bounce.
All right, Louisa will take over at their own 34-yard line. Good punt.
One thing of Carter back there, you got a explosive runner, but you also need a guy that is smart with the football. We don't see him try to do anything crazy. Usually if the ball hits the ground, starts bouncing, he's going to let it bounce. Unless it just bounces right straight to him.
And Dicky, we've seen years where Louisa didn't even put anybody back there.
That's right. We
to
sure
field the
have.
punt.
Well, we've seen years Louisa didn't have a punter.
We had.
Yeah, we've seen that too. All right, the Lions' third offensive drive of the night. The first two have been found pay dirt. Let's see what they do on the third one.
Seabury is going to be back there with Brady, and Creasy is the blocking back right next to Brady.
Last play of the first
There he
quarter.
goes. He opened it, but Louisa was moving
Yep.
too quick.
Got a flag.
Two seconds.
Yeah, they're going to run one more play, and that'll be the end of the first quarter.
Start on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's their first down.
First and 15.
Ball spotted on the 29-yard line.
All right, so that's going to back the ball up to Louisa's 29-yard line.
Brady got the play from Coach Will Patrick. And so that backfield was really packed for a minute. Now they're spreading out of it. Creasy goes to block on the right side. And rolling to his left is Brady. Brady's keeping it. Brady running. Brady's going to get a whole lot of it back. He's going to pick up about 10 yards.
Yep. He got outside the containment that time.
All right, and that was the final play of the
Yep.
first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
So we got one quarter in the books, guys, and the Lions holding on to a 14-0 lead.
Yep, Louisa scoring a 37-yard TD run by Hyder with 7:47 to go, and 2:40 to go, another 12-yard TD run by Hyder. This is going to bring up a 2nd and 5.
First quarter was all Louisa.
Yeah.
And the Mustangs are going to have to show something in this second quarter, or else they're going to be pretty much out of this thing by halftime.
The students of Louisa County High School all decked out tonight in white underneath the goalposts, and it even wraps all the way around to the track.
Yeah, really, really nice crowd here tonight.
Some of them came to see a football game. Some of them came to see a football coach
That's
and a
right.
baseball coach.
Come to see the legend.
Yep,
Yeah,
they moved.
Louisa.
They moved.
Monticello jumped too quick.
Yep.
Did they didn't throw the flag?
I don't-
Well, he definitely moved quick.
Yep.
I didn't see a flag.
Yep, no flag. Jackson comes in.
Third down and about 4 across the way, gained a yard. But I thought definitely it was a flag.
Tyson comes out. So it was no gain on the play.
All right, line of scrimmage is right at the 40-yard line of the Lions.
There
Seabury, there goes Seabury. 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and got him down around the 5-yard line.
So from the 5, 10, 15,
40.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
A little over 50 yards, wasn't it, Tommy?
I got 49, so we're close.
That's really good to see Seabury break one, too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the guy caught up with him and kept throwing his arm trying to get him, but
Yeah,
Seabury kept going.
I got blocked out, but I thought he was going to get pulled down about the 20 or 25-yard line, but he hung with it and got it down to about the 8-yard
Yep,
line.
got it down to the 8.
First and goal for the Lions.
Hand off straight up the middle. And there's Seabury, touchdown.
Yep.
All right.
Seabury got it down there, and Seabury put it in the end zone.
And both of the last touchdown runs, guys, the runs have started out a little bit to the right and just a little bit of a cutback from right to left by the running back, and he basically has gone into the end zone untouched.
10:35 to go.
Yep.
First half. Louisa on top, 21-0. Yeah, you love to, as a coach, you love to give it to the guy who got you there to score the.
Absolutely, Tommy. You know, you feed him that football and let him get the reward that he got you there. You know, got you down the field. Absolutely.
Yeah, as a running back, you got extra strength right then, extra breath, even though you ran hard to get where you at.
That adrenaline flowing.
Yeah.
He didn't. He just about missed the ball, I think. The ball never got up in the air at all. It just dribbled along the ground. 20-0. How many yards was that drive, Tommy?
66.
Okay.
All right, so the Lions have had the ball 3 times, scored 3 times, and Tommy, you got it over there. What have they completed 1 pass?
Yep, 1 pass, 9-yarder to Caleb Brady, from Brady to Dazier Carter.
And everything else has been on the ground.
Everything else been on the ground. Yeah, Haida hadn't carried the ball in since the second series. Seabury now has 68 yards on 5 carries.
Dicky, a pretty good crowd of people over there on the Monticello side.
I thought so too. Monticello brought a good crowd with them tonight.
There's a 15-yard penalty being marked off against Monticello.
Yeah, we won't have any problem putting this one in the end zone.
Yeah.
Baron, I wonder if the holder didn't fumble the snap because he just kicked the ball right on the ground.
Yeah,
It never got up in the air at all.
Right, I will be honest. My view was blocked
Right.
by a fan standing in front of the window here, and I couldn't really see it. So, but from what y'all said, it just as good a kicker as he is,
Right.
it seemed like something was.
It just dribbled right along the ground.
Something was messed
Right.
up.
And as
Right.
good as the field looks, the grass is still wet.
Yeah.
That one's going to go out of it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Got
It went through the
Suda
goalpost.
That might is that we get 3 points for
It
that?
might
Dicky,
have.
if it goes
It might have
through?
gone right through the goalpost.
Oh, he might have made the soccer net over there. What do you think?
It's close.
A lot of times back in the day, like in field position like that on the penalty, I go onside kick.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're going to
yeah.
give it in.
You're gonna
Right.
get it down there anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, the secrets of Tim Coleman. All right, Monticello takes over at their own 20, 1st and 10. 10:35 to go first half. Louisa 20, Monticello nothing. Going to give it to the big back that time. That was number 4.
Yep. 4.
And he got 2. Nope.
Second and 8.
I don't think you have that.
No.
No, they don't have a first
No
down
first
yet.
down.
Louisa just dominated.
They got 8 yards total offense by my count. They've had 3 positive plays, 2 negatives, plus an incomplete pass. To the outside, Poor trying to go.
Yeah,
got away from the original.
Corner. He got their first down. And I didn't think he was going to
Well,
get it.
where they're marking it, I think he's going to be about a yard short.
Okay.
He bounced him to the outside, and
Yeah, he's short about a yard.
he's right at it.
Yep. 3rd and 1. I didn't think he was going to be able to turn the corner, but he did.
He got away from that initial contact. That's what did it. Was able to play the angle a little bit better. Here's a big 3rd down play for him to keep moving here. The inside of 10 on the play clock now, though, and they're going to take a second time out.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Didn't want to give up that. You only got a yard to go.
Yep.
All right, just over 9 minutes left in tonight's first half. The Lions up 20-0. Monticello talking it over, 3rd and short, and obviously it's important for them, Dicky. They gotta make this first down and they gotta keep this offensive drive going.
Yep.
16 total yards right now.
I'm going to switch with you right now, Joe.
Okay.
I'm going to wait up here a couple, 2 or 3 minutes before I go, but now's a good time to do it. I'm going to leave y'all the binoculars, because you may need them.
Okay.
The numbers ain't really easy to read. And you just bring me everything, Baron. And if I don't see you tonight, I just get it from you Sunday. When I see you.
Elvis is leaving the house.
Leaving the house. Left the building.
Elvis has left the building.
The legend.
Yeah, and I don't think he got it.
No, he didn't get it. Lost yards.
They give no yardage. Well, it should. Look like they give no yardage, yeah.
I believe they're going to go for it.
Well, you kind of can't blame them, Tommy. I mean, they haven't shown any ability to stop Louisa
No.
at all. So
Nothing else, try to draw them off sides inside of 7 seconds.
They might do that, but if they don't, they're going to run out of time.
Yeah.
No, they run the play.
They give it to Poor, and Poor
he
is
didn't
not
get
going to
it.
make it.
Nah,
he got pulled
he
down.
didn't get
He
it.
got pulled down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yep,
He
he's going
lost
to lose
yards.
3.
Well, I guess you know what, they're at a point in the game, what you got to lose. I mean, it's 20-0. They not moving the ball very well, and they can't stop Louisa. So,
And I tell you what's going to, I feel like in my bones is going to happen right now. Louisa's going to come out. Brady's going to throw long to Carter.
I'd say that's a good possibility, Tommy.
Take them by surprise. Let them know that, hey, we just stopped you. You think we're going to run the ball, but let's throw it.
I'd say good possibility because Carter's here. I know him as Fats. First time I met him some years ago, he said, Coach Coleman, just call me Fats. I said, all right, I got you, Fats.
Dropping straight back, looking downfield, looking Carter's way. And it's going to be pass interference. Yep.
But they actually had pretty good coverage on him.
Yeah.
They did.
Double teamed him.
They pushed him. Yeah, they had the corner. They was in the cover too, Tom. They had corner and the safety over
Can
the
I get a
top.
5 for calling that play?
You did.
All right.
Yeah, to Monticello's credit, they were not fooled at all by the play.
Yep. Well, he's been double teamed all night, so. All right, they're going to place it down about the 13-yard line.
About the 13.
1st and 10 from the 13.
You know, when you got a lot of weapons on offense, you know, you got to keep them oiled up nice and loose. You know what I'm saying? You got to oil them up. Got to keep them all in good working condition because they got some weapons.
Up, Louisa just jumped offside.
Now Monticello was in the neutral zone, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Encroachment against the defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that'll move the ball down to about the 8-yard line.
8:09 to go first half, 20-0. Louisa on top. Caleb Brady brings the play in. Jaheim Jackson is going to go to the left. Remember, he was the quarterback last year.
Yep. He did a good job for Louisa.
Yeah, wouldn't
last
be
year.
a bit surprised sometime in the next week or two we see a little him in motion, get the ball and throw it. And they're trying to get it to the outside, bouncing off a man, still on his feet, bouncing off and down. And that was Hyder.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Tommy.
Going to give him 7.
I thought they might get McIntyre for pushing it back right there, but they didn't. And that his name?
Yep, Braden
Yeah.
McIntyre.
Yeah.
He's a horse.
That kid's been working with me ever since he was in the 8th grade.
Yep.
All right. 2nd and 6 for the Lions at about the 9-yard line.
Keeping it as Carter. He was running quarterback that time.
Yeah.
He's going to pick up a yard, and that's about it.
Pretty
Third
good.
and 5.
Yeah, pretty good job by Monticello's defense, Tim, these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they have done a good job, Iron.
Look like Carter's quarterbacking again.
When you got Fats in the backfield and Savion, and you can fake the ball to Savion, and Fats is running the ball, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a pretty good 1-2 punch right there on the ground. That time
Give
to
it
give
to
it
Carter.
to him.
To Hyder. Hyder takes it in from the 9-yard line.
Byron, that's too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy. And
That's a man amongst boys right
you know,
there.
and that's the thing, Tim. It's not like they're doing anything.
No.
There's no trick in there. I mean,
Ain't
it's
no
just
trick
hand
to
it
it.
off and straight ahead. And he bounced off a guy and he's in the end zone like, okay.
Well,
just
you know what?
Just another day at the office.
Now you see why, as a freshman, that Georgia offered the kid a full ride as a freshman.
Yep.
All right, extra point try. They're going for 2. Give it straight up the middle, and he cuts to the outside, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. Hyder.
No, it wasn't Hyder.
Oh, Seabury.
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 Seabury run good. So 6:39 to go in the first half. Louisa 28 and Monticello 0. And Byron, we're looking at now 6 straight quarters that the Lions have not given up points.
Well, they're not giving up points, and the other thing that's been impressive is that Louisa's taking care of the ball. Okay. The one thing tonight, they've had those 3 or 4 penalties that I know Coach Patrick probably isn't real crazy, not happy about. But other than that, I mean, they've executed pretty well offensively. And,
You clean those few couple things up, Byron, they pretty much played a perfect game.
Yeah,
you know?
they really have.
All right, I'm getting best wishes for Dicky off my phone now, too. Some of these old players are calling saying they're in section 48, or 48-yard line, low second row. And they want to tell Dicky thanks for all he does, and the Winnie, Barney, Maggie, Sue, George, and I are here.
There you go. You know,
sounds like a Beverly Hillbillies.
Dicky, Tommy, when Doug Straley called me and told me about this thing, he said, "Coach, you think you could be up?" I said, "Absolutely, I'm going to be there." I said, all the times that Dicky and Tommy broadcasted my games when I was at Spotsy, I said, I'll absolutely be there for them.
Yeah. They were some enjoyable ones.
That was some good times back in, wasn't it?
That was, yeah. All right, Monticello taking over at their own 26. What do you think, Byron? 26, 27?
Let's
Be
see. Looks
27.
like about the 27, I
Yep,
believe.
27.
Yeah, Tommy, I'm sitting here looking at the Dicky Purcell bobblehead doll sitting in front of us. Now, I'm telling you what, man, when you get a bobblehead doll made in your likeness, you've done something,
Yeah,
man.
you've arrived, ain't you, Byron?
No doubt
You've
about
arrived.
it.
When you got your own bobblehead,
You got your own bobblehead. Yeah.
That's great.
All right. Hand off to the man in motion, Poor, and he's got some room that time. He's going to pick up about 6 or 7.
That's one of their best offensive plays of the
Yep.
night.
Yep.
Ezekiel Poor is a great little runner. He was in that 21-7 Louisa win last year. He kept Monticello in the game. He's beginning to get the majority of the touches now, too. And they're going to give it to him again. He breaks tackle. Oh, what a stiff arm he gave.
All right, nice play there.
He's going to pick up 5, 10, 12 yards on that one. That's their first double digit.
That's the outside zone run concept right there. And
He
ran
did
the
his
ball pretty well.
he did his Heisman Trophy stance, then they pushed the guy
Absolutely.
off.
Good stiff arm.
All right, line of scrimmage is the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
Gives it to him going to the other side, trying to cut up field.
Nice
He can't
play.
go that time. That was Desir Carter.
Yep.
Wow, what a nice tackle for about a 3-yard loss that time.
Well, actually, yeah, it's Carter.
Yep.
Down to about 5 minutes left in tonight's first half. Louisa hanging on to a 28-0 lead. Monticello with a second at about 13.
I will say one thing about Monticello, Byron. They use a bunch of formations. They're running the ball out of a lot of different sets.
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, they run trap, they run buck sweep, and then they run stretch and outside zone.
Right.
And that time it showed shifting on the line, too. Dropping back, looking downfield, got a man out there, and he dropped it. Michael Zaney, the intended receiver, and not the quarterback's fault there.
No, he mistimed his jump just a little bit, and I'm not sure that he really needed to jump very much. And that was a ball that probably should have been caught.
Yep.
4th and 12.
They would have been still short of the first
Yep.
down, but they would have probably went for it because it would have been 4th and probably about 2 or 3. Now they got to punt it away.
Got a good high, long punt coming down. Louisa's going to get out of the way of it. It drops dead. That was a dying quail right there, wasn't it?
That thing settled down pretty quick.
All right, and were y'all out on the field before the game?
No.
I was out there. It's
so
really soft and wet.
All right, and we'll see, guys. I know there's a little bit of yellow laundry out on the field there. There's a couple penalty flags, so we'll see what this is all about. The punt was down at about the 34-yard line.
After the play was over with, personal foul, unnecessary roughness against Louisa. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, Louisa.
That's the kind of things that Coach Patrick ain't going.
Yeah,
you don't like them.
Tim, I was just going to say that's what really drives the coaching staff crazy, right there.
Absolutely.
Dead ball foul.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, I mean, you got pretty good, decent field position. You got 4 minutes left. I mean,
All your timeouts.
yeah. And you know, with this offense, they can make that up very easily. But you know, it's a lot easier if it's 15 yards up the field further.
Yep. Aiden Shaw goes wide to the left this time. Dropping back Brady. Brady throws out here in the corner to the running back. And going down the sideline. And that's Dustin Nelson.
Just a little quick swing pass.
I think is that a flag laying over here on the sideline? I believe.
Oh, goodness.
I see a yellow flag.
On the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty for the spot on the foul. Replay first down.
Holden.
Yep. Yep. See, the referee picked it up.
That's 2 biggies in a row. Mistake after mistake there. 3:53 to go first half. 28-0. Louisa on top.
Brian, you see though they got the weapons to make it up. They make it up.
Oh
know?
yeah.
You just hate as a coach having those penalties like that.
Haven't run it up the middle lately. Now they are. And he gets nowhere. We had a flag again?
I think procedure. I don't know.
Prior snap. Encroachment on the offense. Lined up in the neutral zone.
Lined up in the neutral zone.
Still first down.
It's another penalty on Louisa. 6 in the first half here so far. And what we say, Byron, there was 11 last week. For
11, yeah. For
the
about
whole game.
about 115 yards worth.
Yep.
Well, you get into the playoffs, guys, against teams that are pretty good, and that's where penalties catch up with you. A night like tonight, you know, you don't notice them much, but you get them playing against somebody pretty good, that's where they catch up.
Swing pass over to, let's see if that was Seabury.
Seabury or Nelson?
That's,
Dustin Nelson.
yep, Nelson, Dustin Nelson.
9-yard gain.
We bring up 2nd and 5 now.
2nd and 6.
All right, ball's at about the 26-yard line. Just over 3 minutes left in tonight's first half.
Freeze pass. Incomplete. Intended for Jackson. Third and 6.
That's the age-old Cardinal sin, Byron. Try to run before you catch it.
Yeah, turn that head looking downfield.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what he did.
Keeping the ball is Brady. Brady to the outside. Brady's going to have a first down. Going to pick up about 14.
And that's another, Tim, that's another almost scary thing from a defensive standpoint is not that the quarterback's a great runner, but he's a capable runner.
Capable, absolutely.
And you know, if he can do that 2 or 3 or 4 times a game, I mean, that could be important.
Well, what it does, Byron, it just gives the defense an extra thing when they're scouting and looking at a tape.
Yep.
An extra thing to have to prepare for. That's what it does.
All right, trips to the right for Louisa. Dropping straight back, looking downfield. Throwing it out here, incomplete. That was better off incomplete than it would have been completed.
Yeah.
Headed to Luke Rowan.
I think what he was trying to do, Tommy, he was trying to fake that screen, and all you saw Fats, he was screaming down that rail.
Coming down.
And he was trying to pull it back, but they had a pretty good rush on him, and he didn't have time to do that. But that's what he was trying to do.
All right. They've been showing the throwing part of this. They got those trips again over here to the right. Hands it up in middle low.
And Monticello's defense was up to the task that time.
Yes, they were.
2-yard run, 3rd and 8.
I mean, Monticello, Tim, has got some big boys out there.
They do.
I mean, they're not. I mean, physically to look at them, they're an impressive-looking bunch out there.
Byron, I'm telling you, when I was down on the field before the game, I'm looking around. Their skilled kids looked athletic. The linemen looked big. I said, man, they meet the eye test.
Yeah, they meet the eye test for sure. All right, 3rd down and about 8.
You got to get them behind the wheel, though, and see what they can do, right?
Exactly.
Dropping back. Setting up a screen to Hyder. Hyder at the going to be a couple yards short. Going to be a gain of about 7.
Well, you get in the 1st down.
Oh, wow. I'm a little surprised.
Whoa,
That's
that was definitely.
yeah.
Yep.
They got a.
That was definitely a good spot.
They got a good spot that time.
There's a flag in the backfield. And there's one of Monticello's men following the Louisa man outside. I don't think he ever hit him, but Louisa, I believe, is holding.
Yep.
Dicky's not here, you'll be his proxy.
Huh?
You'll be Dicky's proxy tonight.
All
Behind
right.
the back, reach in, grab one
Dicky
Dicky.
on the offense. A 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3-play first down.
That's it. All right.
All right. Some reason to me that looks a little bit more than 10 yards they took.
All right, so that's going to move it back to where Louisa will have a 1st and 20. The ball's back at about the 37, 38-yard line.
Looking downfield, got Hyder down there. Hyder makes the catch. Hyder's going to take it for the touchdown. Going to be a 64-yard touchdown pass.
You see when that ball was in the air, did you see him kind of hit that little extra gear to get to it? That's what he brings to the table. Him and Fats both got that extra gear that they can get to that ball.
Yep, and once he got under it, nobody was near him.
Everybody was catching.
I don't think
defender just stopped. You see?
I don't think a greyhound dog could have caught him, do you?
No.
Just looks so smooth.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It looks effortless. It just glides.
Yeah. Smooth.
Good looking
56 seconds left in the first half.
Good looking athlete.
Ball down, kick up. Oh, he got
And there's a
flags.
flag. And that one might be on Monticello.
That's after the play, too.
That may be on Monticello.
Kick is good. So Louisa 35, Monticello. They've already had one 15-yarder on a kickoff.
Yep.
This may be the second one. Some of the players that have come out of Monticello High School have went on and did real well. Of course, Michael Brown is one of the first ones you think of. He even played pros. But now Malachi Fields is having a great year up at UVA.
He is he's a real stud for
He
UVA,
is.
man. I mean, 6'4" and about 220.
Yep.
He can catch the ball.
All right. We get it all ironed out here. Monticello looks like they're coming out to the. It might be on Louisa, Byron. What do you think?
The way, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and get your 50-50 raffle tickets out.
Yeah.
Tonight's prize is $413. We will draw
Did you-
just before halftime. Tonight's prize is $413. Get those tickets out.
All right.
We will draw immediately after kickoff.
35-0, Louisa on top. And we'll get some other scores for you a little later too.
So Tommy, I'm not exactly sure, but I think this is about 8 penalties.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 penalties on Louisa in the first half.
As soon as I put it down here, let's see how many I got. I got 7, yeah. Could have missed one.
And Tim, to your point, I mean, you can recover from those things against Monticello and against Goochland and against Western Elmore. You get a round or 2 into the playoffs, they can be backbreakers.
You know what?
Even a 5-yard penalty at the wrong time.
I'd be going to practice on Monday, and you know what? I would be upset about what's happened in this ball game, because down the road, those are the things, Byron, that's going to hurt you down the road.
That's right.
10-yard line he got it to is picked up there, trying to get to the outside, number 7 for Monticello. And that is Zayden Simpson, the wide receiver. Good run back, but I tell you, he got some leg on that. That went all the way down to the 10.
Yeah, that was probably his best one.
Yeah, I would have been out of that end zone again.
Winning ticket tonight. The number is 218537.
So Monticello takes over at their own.
Please report to the press box.
We're going to mark it the 28. 46 seconds. Yeah.
Yep. Winding down tonight's first half.
Dropping back, Engel looking across the middle. Got his man open across the middle. That's big number 8.
That's good for about 20 yards.
Well, I have no number 8, so it must have been number 9. Ian Fagans. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was number 9, Thomas.
Yep.
Oh, catch it. All right, well defended there by Louisa. Had a chance for the interception, just didn't come down with it. Come back and bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs.
I'd be surprised if they get behind these DBs of Louisa, because on the snap, Byron, them DBs are bailing out of there, and making sure they don't get beat over the top. Yeah, they're going to run it.
Got an opening to the side, too. Good ankle tackle finally on the outside there. But it's going to be close to a first down. I think he went out of bounds before.
And that, all right.
They'll give him 9.
There is a whistle now.
The last one.
So we got time for one more play in tonight's first half. 3 seconds left.
They got 7 on that.
You must be present to win. We will draw another number soon. 218537. Please come to the press box to collect your winnings.
All right, so Monticello called, I think, probably their 3rd and final timeout for the first half. with 3 seconds left. So they're drawing their last play in the dirt over there, Tim.
Go out for a long one.
I'm going to throw it up, see if you can run under it, just like Hyder did.
Right? Go down to that big tree down there.
That's
I'll
right.
throw you a long one.
Dicky never told you about the Monday night football games we used to have of touch. And it was touch all the time, but some of them would come out coughing up blood. Did it on the fairgrounds, what's now the fairgrounds of Louisa.
Right.
That was a pass down, and that's going to be the last play of the first half. Going to be a gain of about 8. All right, fellas, we're at the half. It's 35-0. Give your thoughts, Tim, on what you think of this first half.
Well, Louisa's dominant in the run game, and that starts up front with their offensive linemen. And when you got those kids moving that defensive front, and you know they run a little bit, it opens up a pass a little bit. They played just a great first half. If there's anything that I'm going to tell my team at halftime, guys, you know what? It isn't about tonight. This is not about tonight. This is about week 11. You get to week 11 and you got penalties like we're having tonight, that's where we get hurt with the penalties, Byron.
Right.
And that's not tonight. I mean, a team like Louisa, you don't have a talk. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the playoffs because they should be in the playoffs.
Right.
And they should be playing in week 11. That's where you get hurt. And you know what? We got to clean that up. We clean that up, we playing about a perfect game.
Absolutely.
About a perfect game.
Absolutely. And, when you look at that, Tim, I mean, Louisa had 5 offensive possessions in the first half and scored 5 touchdowns in the first half. It was probably toward the end of the first quarter before Monticello even had a positive offensive play.
I know.
And I know in a few minutes Tommy will tell us, but I'd be surprised if Monticello had more than 40 or 50 yards of offense if they had that.
And had a little bit right here at the end because, they were
right.
They were playing a little bit loose. They didn't want to give up something over the top, but that's. And I always say this, Byron, when you're as a coach, I'm looking at it as a coach. I want to find something that I've got to be able to get on my team by.
Exactly right.
And it ain't about where they're playing.
Right.
But it's about the mental aspect of the game, the discipline aspect of the game. That's what penalties are about, the mental and the discipline part of the game. And that's where if they don't clean that up, that's what will hurt them when you start playing against the teams that are right there on your playing.
Absolutely. So, and I know in those 5 offensive possessions that Louisa had, 2 of those they took over fairly deep into Monticello territory. The second time Louisa got the ball was kind of a weird play. Louisa had scored on about a 36-yard run by Hyder to go up 7-0, and then Monticello had the ball deep in their own territory, and they snapped it on 4th and long. They were going to punt the ball, snapped it over the head, and we don't have any idea how the punter even picked it up and got it. I mean, he was able to kick it.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was pretty amazing play on his part.
So, folks, we've got the ceremony going on right now down on the field. And as you're probably aware, tonight is all about honoring Dicky Purcell for what he has meant and still obviously does mean to the county of Louisa. He has a shirt on that has the number 100 on the back of it, and we kidded him, said, no, he's not 100 years old.
Right.
But what that represents is the 62 years that he has coached Little League Baseball and the 38 years that he coached Little League Football, and you add those 2 up, and even us old country boys can figure 62 and 38 is 100.
Yeah,
it is absolutely amazing what he's meant and done for this county.
It's just probably no way to even put a figure on how many lives that he's touched, over the years, and not just lives of those teams, but lives all over the community, all over the county, all over the state of Louisiana, state of Virginia.
That's exactly right. I mean, and he's coached, he's coached kids that, I mean, he sees grown men now who have kids playing, and he coached the dad, kind of thing. And so when you start figuring that out about, families and they're growing and kids and grandkids and, he's touched all their lives. It's absolutely amazing.
It is.
There's a really, they're doing an on-field ceremony for him right now. They had a big meal and get together before the game, but they invited anybody that he had coached over the years to come out onto the field, and there's a big crowd of folks out there standing around behind him. Superintendent Doug Straley is speaking right now, and it's just a really nice, touching ceremony. Well deserved.
Well deserved.
All right, fellas, for Monticello in the first half. 13 carries, 43 yards, 2 for 5 passing for 22 yards, 65 total yards. For Louisa, rushing 21 times for 226 yards and 4 touchdowns, and passing the ball 4 of 6 for 88 yards and a touchdown. And for Louisa, on the ground, Sevian Hyder had 10 carries for 114 yards and 3 TDs. Jaden Seabury, 4 carries, 68 yards, 1 TD. LaVertrell Creasy, 2 carries for 2 yards. Dazier Carter, 3 carries for 10 yards. Caleb Brady, 2 carries for 24 yards. So that's 21 carries, 226 yards there. And Brady, as I said, 4 of 6 for 68. Hyder just ran under that one ball. Tim, other than penalties, Louisa's playing a brilliant game.
Oh, they dominated the game. And but it's like Byron and I were talking. Tommy, it's not tonight. It's not tonight where it catches you, but it's down the road. Right. Games 11, games 12, with those playoff games, when you're playing teams that are just as talented as you are on the field, offensively, defensively, and it's a matter of a field goal, an extra point. You know what? A lot of times you can't commit the kind of penalties that they're committing. You can live every now and then. Every now and then you might move a little early, okay, on offense. Okay, you can live with that. That happens. Well, you might be in a neutral zone, Byron. Okay, that happens. But the unsportsmanlike and the 15-yard penalties, and that get you behind the chains against good football teams, sometimes playing behind the chains is not where you want to play.
And especially when they dead ball fouls.
Yeah, exactly.
The dead ball fouls are really the ones that I think, from a coaching standpoint, just keep you up at night. They just drive you crazy. All right, so with that score of 35-0, Tim, the clock will run continuously to start the second half. Right. As long as Monticello doesn't cut into that lead, should be a relatively quick second half.
Well, the thing about a game like what we're seeing tonight is, as a head coach, you're trying to get out of that game healthy. Okay, now you get these kids you unload the bench. You let these kids play that or your backups. Get them in there and let them play. And I've always said, if I get a starter that scores 35-0, and I get a starter hurt and it scores 35-0, and I got a starter in the game. Now I'm saying we won't come out and play a series.
Right.
We might come out and play a series. But as you get into the third quarter, fourth quarter, and you got starters in the game, in the fourth quarter, and you're winning that kind of score, I'm not sure what that says to you about you as a coach. I use the expression, if I get a kid hurt then, I'm going to look like the dumbest coach who's ever coached the game. People, why was that young man in the game? He shouldn't be.
That's what, in baseball, I hate it when they put in a player to be a pitcher. What happens if somebody knocks that ball right straight back up the middle at that play?
Exactly.
And, got some scores and some interesting ones too. Goochland 34, Charlottesville 6 in the fourth quarter.
Charlottesville is not.
Yeah.
Charlottesville's pitiful.
King George and Cortland.
Well, yeah, what's that?
Second quarter, King George 20, Cortland 13.
20-13, good ball game.
Halftime in Culpeper, the Blue Devils 21, Caroline 13.
That surprises me.
Yeah, Caroline's had a good team this year.
Caroline, yeah, they're pretty good. But Culpeper's a little better too than what their record has indicated, Tommy.
Okay.
Yep.
Monticello, Louisa, of course, we got it. Fluvanna and Albemarle at the half.
Tommy, do you want? He's got stats.
Okay. You can come on around and let all our listeners know who you are and that you're giving me stats for Monticello and Louisa.
I'm Dan Hoykert. I'm a Monticello High School stat guy. Just wanted to let you all know. Let's see. Total offense, Louisa 308, Monticello 70. Rushing yardage, that would be Louisa 207, Monticello 36. And Savion Hyder, 11 carries, 104, 3 touchdowns rushing. And he has 2 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown receiving. Pretty good night for him.
Yeah, Louisa's got offensive weapons all over the field.
Yeah, no doubt. Monticello's led by Ezekiel Poor, 10 carries, 25 yards. Owen Engel, the quarterback, is 2 of 6 for 34 yards.
All right, and Louisa on top, 35-0 at the time. And what do you think Coach Hicks is talking to him about?
I'm just, as always, I'm impressed with Louisa's line. They're dominating line of scrimmage as they often do, and I think I looked up something this week. In the 8-game winning streak they have on the field, Louisa's averaging 7.3 yards a carry, and Monticello's averaging 2.5, and this is right in line with that. So.
And I told you, this guy knows his stats because you've been doing them how many years now?
Well, I've been doing it since the school opened in 1998, so I guess 26 years.
All right, well, thanks for coming by and sharing with us.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Yes, he up there has been doing those stats for so long. And I told him he used to where he would print them out and bring them over to you at half. He said, I can't carry printers with me anymore and all. But we were pretty close.
Well, he started up when Fitzgerald Barnes was over there, Tommy.
Yep.
So he was up there when Bud Bicknell was coaching, and they had some good football teams.
Yeah, they went all the way to the state and lost in the championship one year, right?
Yeah, when
Mike Brown,
Sanford, the Sanford boy was playing, and
Mark Sanford, that's right,
Yeah.
was the quarterback.
yeah.
They had good kickers during that period too. But I was going to get back to halftime at Fluvanna, Albemarle and Fluvanna. Any guesses,
I'm gonna say 28-7 Fluvanna.
Byron?
You know, I don't know if Fluvanna's very good or not. I think there's a chance. Is Albemarle winning the game, Tommy?
No.
All right. What's the score?
Fluvanna 9, Albemarle 7 at the half.
9-7.
9-7.
If Tap Pace, and he's here in the stand somewhere because he came to see Dicky tonight, he's sitting there saying, that's right, Tommy. It's all right, it's all right. Powhatan and Lloyd C. Bird. 21-7 Lloyd C. Bird on top.
Powhatan.
Over Powhatan.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got anything on Dinwiddie?
Let's see.
Huguenot?
That's all I got so far from Score Stream. Yep. That's one thing. When you go 7:30, you do pick up a few things every now and then. St. Anne's Belfield at the half is losing to Blue Ridge School 35-0.
So St. Anne's went back playing 11-man. They
Yeah.
were playing 8-man.
Right.
They were.
And Covenant was.
Covenant go back playing 11-man?
I think they did too. Yeah. Their coach at Western Albemarle now used to be the coach at Covenant too.
We know last Saturday night, Tommy, we got honored. You know, last year I coached at Fredericksburg Christian in 2014. We won the state championship, and honored that team and coaches last Saturday night at their homecoming over at Massaponax. That was pretty nice of those guys to do that for us.
Well, I tell you, we enjoyed those trips to Salem,
Oh, my God.
trips to Tab. Tab is one that stays on my mind when Tim Webb, when you sit there
Yep.
and right before the half.
Right before the half.
And it was what, 1st and 10 on the 1?
No, we was on the 4.
On the 4?
And
Okay.
he went 96 yards. I was called a timeout. Everybody's hollering. Get to the half. That's how they gives them a timeout for. Get to the half. But you know what, Byron? When you had a Tim Webb back in the day, he could take it the distance anytime.
Well, and you know, it happens a whole lot of times when a team is backed up to their own goal line because people defensively, they're shooting gaps, they're trying to bounce somebody back in the end zone, get a safety if they can or whatever. And if you can, a lot of times, if you can pop that initial line of scrimmage, you can run all day long.
Well, it was 14-7 at the time, and Norman Pates was. You remember Coach Pates? Yeah. He was the offensive coordinator. He said, "Coach, we don't want to throw it down." I said, "No, we don't want to throw it down in the end zone." He said, "Well, what you want to run the belly, or you want to run it down?" And I said, "Well, let's run it down. The down is when you tackle, guard. I mean, you tight end and tackle block down. That guard pulls and kicks that end out." And the fullback has to take a little delay step. He uses what we teach a crossover step. Right. He plants and then goes. And it timed up, and that guard hit him. They weren't going to let us run outside.
Right.
But I'm telling you, when we went down inside and made that wall, and he hit that seam and went down that seam, they had some pretty fast guys in the secondary. But Tim Webb was one of them guys. He could probably run a 40 just as fast in penny loafers as he did in a pair of cleats. It's almost like at times he run as fast as he needed, you know.
Oh, wow. So,
and he was a pretty good one.
Well, Coach, we were talking some last week and a little bit tonight at the top of the broadcast. If you're a defensive coordinator, you know, have you had experience with it going up against an offensive team with just such a multitude of weapons?
And, you know, it's almost, Byron, like you said, it's almost like you have to pick your poison.
Right.
Because, you know, if I'm looking at a Louisa team, okay, I'm going to say, first of all, if I don't stop the run, we ain't got a chance.
Right.
So if we can some way force them to throw the ball, then maybe we've got an outside remote chance. But when you look at the receivers they got and the quarterback they got, you know, they really don't, they're really not weak. Excuse me, they're really not weak in an area. Yeah. And you know what? You might slow that running attack down, but you know what? They might throw it. You saw what happened. Savion hit that extra gear and run right underneath the ball, 6 points.
And that was set up because they were double teaming Isaiah Carter each time out. Since Heider, he had man coverage on.
Yeah, but to answer your question, you got to stress something to your team during that week of practice.
Right.
And you know, if I'm playing this bunch, I'm going to say, look, guys, we're going to do multiple things on defense to try to slow down their running attack, and maybe try to be in the right places in the secondary when they go to throw it. If we can somehow slow the running game down and know when they're going to pass, then we got a chance. But when you can't slow anything down, they can pass any down they want. And you know, that's where that catches up to you.
And I will say this to Coach Patrick's credit. He is not afraid to throw the ball on first down. Okay.
Nope.
So I think he mixes it up enough, and I think obviously there's purpose to that because defensively he doesn't want to fall into a pattern offensively where the defense can say, well, they do this 99% of the time on first down.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yep.
And, you know, this day and age, you know, they got film from all over the place with this new huddle stuff they use. So everybody's going to have film on you. And just like down here, Tommy called it, you know, you'd get a turnover, first down. You're already almost in the red zone. Why not throw it on first down?
Yeah.
You know? You got the weapons to do it, and guess what? If you don't make it, you still got 3 downs because you're basically in the red zone. So you got 3 downs to pick the first down up if you got to run it 3 times.
Right.
And when you got Savion to hand it off to, I'd say him getting 10 yards and 3 chances, that's pretty good odds.
And I think there's a good, healthy competition going on now, too, with Seabury and
Oh,
Hyder.
yeah.
Seabury says, hey, I did it last year.
Absolutely.
I can still do it.
Coach Patrick and I have had those conversations here over the last few weeks about, he understood getting those kids back, that one of the issues was keeping everybody happy, making sure everybody gets their touches. Everybody wants their touches this day and age. Whether you're running back, whether you're a receiver, everybody wants to get their touches.
You look at this Louisa line, too, and you talked some about it earlier tonight, too. Jameer Ragland, number 54, 320, 5'11".
Yeah.
The one that just came in, Ben Lynch, 6'3", 260. Aiden Alley, 6'3", 360. I mean, McIntyre, when you look at him, 5'10", 265.
I know, I train them kids in the summertime.
Yeah. I mean, and Axel Franco, 5'11", 297. There's some horses.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to feed them, I can tell you that.
Well,
I wouldn't want to pay the grocery bill.
and I'm not saying this because I get the opportunity to train them, but I'm saying this because it's the truth.
Yeah.
When you take a kid that size and you can enhance their foot movement and their speed in that box,
Right.
you got something pretty good to work with.
Yeah.
And that's what we concentrate on in the summertime is, I ain't out there running 40-yard sprints with them, but we are doing things in a 5-yard box, that 5 to 7, 8-yard box that's going to allow them to make blocks to spring the running backs.
And the other thing too, Tim, is that from an offensive lineman standpoint, it's got to be pretty nice to know that, look, I don't have to necessarily drive my guy 10 yards down the field and put him on his back. I've just got to get it started because I've got backs that are going to be able to take advantage of that.
Exactly.
As long as I can get the initial contact,
Create a
and
scene.
get a little bit of a push and create that scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
My back's going to find it and go.
Sure, especially these backs. You take Seabury and you take
Hyder. that's
Hyder.
right.
I mean, good, 2 of the better backs in the state of Virginia on the same team.
Yeah. And if you give Carter the ball, he comes in,
Oh, yeah.
runs that wildcat, as you say, on offense, and he can hand off or he can take off himself.
Like Byron said, you create a seam, and that's all it takes. You ain't got to hold a block for 10 seconds. If you make contact, run your feet to where you turn that body of that defender and your butt's in the hole, these backs are going to hit it, and they're going to be making big yards out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we see that tonight.
They're going waving your butt bye-bye.
Yeah, and you take a team. I mean, what they 2-1 coming into
3-1.
Yeah. 3-1. They were 3-1 coming into the night. But they ain't played nobody the caliber
Right.
of these boys right here to the left. I can tell you that right now.
And you talk about keeping them all happy. That is, sometimes that's the toughest job,
Sure
isn't it?
it is. Sure it is. Especially
You get egos.
So, Coach, and on the other side of the coin here, talking about Louisa, but when your team is down 35-0 at halftime,
right.
what are you telling your kids? What is your message to your kids at halftime?
I'm telling my kids, guys, we're going to go out and try to win the third quarter. We're going to try to build on something for next week, okay, for the future. It might not happen tonight, but we got to get something positive going for next week and the week after that. So let's go out and try to win the third quarter. And if you're able to win that third quarter, then you come back and say, well, you know what? We try to win the fourth quarter. And
Right.
it gives you something to build on.
Right.
Monticello back on the field. Louisa back on the field. Louisa will be kicking off to the Mustangs this time.
Tommy, I had a chance to start that program as a football coach.
Monticello?
Yeah. Your boy Fitzgerald Barnes called me. And he said, Coach, what do you think about coming to Charlottesville? And I said, Fitz, I said, I appreciate the opportunity, but he called me. He said, I would really like to have you up here. I said, we could probably work because Fitzgerald Barnes back in the day. I love to watch that man coach a basketball.
Oh, yeah.
He started out.
He and Reggie Underwood
Oh,
are
my
legends.
God. Yeah. He'd start out in a coat and tie. By the third quarter, he done took the coat off, tie done pulled down sideways, half his shirt tail hung out. I mean, that's Fitzgerald Barnes. That's the way he coached ball game, man. You got to love him.
And everybody always told me about Coach Underwood. They said, do you know he's a pastor?
Yes. Yeah.
I said, yeah, I heard him preaching to his players before.
Exactly.
But they were some exciting things. And we talked about going and doing games for you for Spotsylvania. Y'all had some teams back there, and that was a key word again, teams.
Teams, exactly right, Tom. Exactly right.
Everybody was out there congratulating Tim Webb, but they were ready for the next play coming out. So that's the fun about the whole thing is as we get the second half out and it goes out of the end zone, so it'll be brought out to the 20.
All right.
Second half getting underway.
Second half is going here, and again, with the score being 35-0 in favor of Louisa, the clock will run continuously as long as the lead is at least 35 points.
All right. Monticello has started at the 30, the 24, the 20, the 27, the 28, and now the 20. Ingle got Poor behind him. Sends a man in motion, gives it to the man in motion. That was number 3.
Yeah, number 3 cut in and made a nice tackle that time. A little bit of a inside kind of counter trap, but it was sort of a pitch on that coming back.
Jules Christian Jackson. And he picked up 3 yards on it. Pass incomplete by Ingle there.
Yeah, and Monticello ended up had 2 receivers right there within
right
about
there
3
beside
yards of
each
each
other,
other,
yeah.
and I'm not really sure that's the way they drew that up.
No, I'm right there with you. One defender almost covering both.
All right, 3rd and 7. Long 7, short 8. Inside of 10 seconds on the play clock. This is the game of the week in the Charlottesville area. Dropping back Ingle again. Got room. He's going to try to run. Now he's going to throw downfield. And it's going to be caught. Great catch, and he's going to be gone.
Now he's going to get caught.
He did. You right, Tim. Got him down at about the 4-yard line.
And they're going to get penalized 15 yards for that boy slamming the ball down.
He's mad because he didn't score.
Yeah, and slammed the ball down.
He's down 35-0 and does one of them
And now he's gonna get 15.
unforced errors, they call them, right?
Yeah. What Byron talked about earlier.
Instead of being 1st and goal from like a 2 or 3, it's going to be 1st and goal from the
17, 18.
17, 18.
And you know, Tim, that's one of those situations on that pass. I mean, Louisa had the kid covered.
Yep.
But the ball was so underthrown.
Yep.
That it ended up being good. The receiver came back, and the defender kind of ran a couple steps by him.
Yep. And plus he slipped a little bit.
That's right. But to give the Louisa kid credit, the other kid, he didn't give up on it. He ran him down inside the 5-yard line and dropped him. So looks like the ball's going to be on about the 16-yard line. So he had gotten down to about, the 1-yard line.
Well, it was a dead ball foul. It should be 1st and 17. Gonna hand it to Poor. Poor trying to go outside, and he gets nowhere.
They got linemen running out there, but they ain't blocking nobody. Two big old boys. Excuse me. They're pulling guards and tackles, Byron. Just ain't blocking.
They are.
They ain't blocking nobody.
What do you think as a coach on that dead ball foul? It should have been first down from where the ball was, and then the dead ball foul take penalty after that.
Well, I'm not sure if shouldn't have been first and goal.
Yeah.
From the 16.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Throws it over the middle, and it is caught.
All right, nice completion there.
It's going to be a gain of about 6.
And you know what? Maybe that's maybe that's one of those rules that has changed over the years, Tommy. I don't know. They've changed the rules so
Yeah.
much.
You're right
I
about
was
that.
talking to one of the officials down in Richmond 2 weeks ago when I was coaching that football game, and he said, "Coach, are you aware of all the rule changes?" I said, "Why don't you give me a brief little rundown?"
He said, "How much time have you got?" Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, as back of the end zone, off the tips of his fingers, incomplete.
Yeah, not a badly thrown ball as far as its accuracy, but it looked like it went off the receiver's hands in the far corner of the end zone. So that's going to bring up 4th down and about 4 to go.
And see, that's what that penalty does to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got 1st and goal. You finally get a chance to have something positive happen for your team. You get up and slam the ball down, and now we might not even score because it's 4th and 4.
Coming up to the line of scrimmage inside the 7 seconds on the play clock. Spreading them out down to 3, 2. Then they call a timeout. The center didn't know because he hiked it.
Good thing they got it, didn't they?
That's the first one of the half.
That thing went sailing on.
Sail on. All right. We haven't seen Kamari Walker carry the ball yet, and he had an 86-yard TD run last week.
All right, so the line of scrimmage is somewhere around the 11-yard line. It's 4th
Yep.
down and about maybe 4 yards to go, something
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
All right, play clock will start up in just a moment. They got plenty of time now. Engel drops back, looks down, looks left, and then looks right, and then looks over the middle.
Threw that end zone.
Just airmail that one.
What looked promising ended up being brokenheartedness.
Again, not being disciplined.
Yeah,
Slamming the ball down 15 yards. Cost your team
Yeah, I talked
a
to
little bit of momentum.
Coach Patrick a little bit about that the other week when I told him, I said, I know you like enthusiasm. I know you like, emotion into
Right.
stuff because that's the way he played when he was here and played at JMU. But he said, you don't want stupid
Right.
mistakes. And that's what some of these penalties are, and that's what happened to Monticello there. All right, Louisa takes over at the 11-yard line.
Look at that move.
Still on his feet. And knocked out of bounds. Going to give him about 8. Let's see.
It is just, you sort of stick that leg out and then you take it away, and it's just amazing. And the other, on that particular play right there, Louisa's quarterback, Brady, did a great job just to get the ball off because he was under a lot of pressure.
He was under pressure.
And found Hyder at the last minute, dumped it to him, and turned what could have very easily been a sack into a play that gains 8 or 9 yards.
Yep. Dropping back, looking downfield, got his man wide open. That's Carter. If he can get up under, and he does. At the 40, 35, 30, 25, 10, 5, touchdown.
Coming back. The split end move.
Got a flag down.
The split end moved his feet.
Yep.
Reset his feet.
Again, did you see how he adjusted to the flight of that ball?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those two kids, those two young men are different.
Yeah.
They play at a different level than most high school football players. And, you know, we see those kind of players in Texas and Georgia and some of those other states. Right. A lot of times we don't see that kind of maybe down around Virginia Beach, Newport News. Those are two exceptional high school athletes for our area.
Yeah. Used to be the breeding ground of them down in there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, as you say, you sell yourself on the internet with all these different, you send in your best plays all the time for them to look at.
Absolutely.
You know, that's when, as a coach, you look at your quarterback and you say, son, how far you think he can throw the ball? And whatever he says, and you look at him and say, well, go ahead and then do it.
Yeah.
Because he's going to find it. It's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, that range finder's pulling it right in. You don't fish like that with a range finder, do you?
Let her rip. Let her
you
rip.
still
son.
fish the old-fashioned way.
I do. I still fish the old-fashioned way. I got a couple of spots when I go out there. That's where I'm going to fish. If I catch one, I do. If I don't, that's okay, too.
There you go.
But I ain't running all over the lake chasing them down.
2nd and 15.
All right, line of scrimmage is back at I think it's, let's see, what are we back? About the 13-yard line?
Yep. See if they run off the right side. That's where they headed. And then he cuts back left. Still spinning.
Oh. If he breaks that tackle, he takes that to the house.
Never gives up moving those legs and feet. That's going to be a gain of 13. Third and 2. Dashes in, dashes out, moves left, moves right. You said they have nicknames that maybe his nickname should be Zigzag. Picked up 5 on it.
Y'all, I don't know if y'all remember, Virginia Tech had a couple brothers that played called the Rogers Boys. I don't know if y'all remember them or not. They came out of Powell Valley High School, and their nicknames were Slash and Bash.
Slash and Bash. All right, they give it on the end around.
Carter.
And he's still going. He's still going. And falls down off his own feet, I believe. Even that the official knocked him down. That's going to be a gain of 17 yards.
A little bit of an inside reverse
That
there.
That counter has worked pretty well for them all night.
Sure has.
He got some very positive yards.
We got a little equipment problem now coming off.
When you're running that power game at people, Baron, and people got to fly to the ball, it just opens so much up that misdirection coming back the other way.
Exactly.
I believe he's got a little brother that's about 9 years old, and they say he's something too.
Which one?
Dazier.
Oh,
Carter.
Carter.
And here you go.
Look out.
Straight up the middle. Now they got a juke and juke. That's Hyder. Look at him. Oh, and he done grabbed the face mask. No foul.
Yeah, it's a flag. It's a flag down.
I thought he threw a flag.
Yep. He dropped it right in front of him.
Sure is.
5, 10, 15.
It's either face mask or horse collar one.
right, so the run.
44-yard gain.
Yeah. From the 46-yard line down to about the 13 or so. Then half the distance from there. So they're going to be down about the, what, guys, about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, first and goal. Next week, Louisa and Orange over at Porterfield Park.
Porterfield. Yeah.
Ooh. They were setting up that one for,
Gavin Anderson.
yep, for Anderson, and I believe that was that Jackson who threw it? It wasn't Brady. Might have been Seabury or Jackson. Let's see. I'm going to, for statistic-wise, put it down for Jackson.
All right, so we're down to about the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. Even though that was an incomplete pass under the rules with the 35-point lead, the clock continues to run.
Dropping back, throwing right over the middle,
Oh.
in and out of the hands. Good defensive play, too.
Yeah, it almost was picked.
Yep. Brady stood his ground that time, though, and searched left, searched right, and then went down the middle with it.
It's third down.
Yep.
Short snap.
Gonna say right at the goal line.
He's right at it.
Old Sniffer got that one.
Yeah. Creasy was bulldogging his way down toward the goal line that time. He got close down there. Looked like,
I think Brady just got the word. Hike it to Creasy again.
like they're maybe down inside the 2-yard line anyway. Maybe
There's
close to the
Creasy
1.
right in the middle. Nope. Give it. Brady's going to keep it. Take it in for the touchdown. From 1 yard out.
And that comes with 28 seconds left in tonight's third quarter.
I had that being a, Byron, you got it as a 79 yard, no, 89 yard.
Yeah, 89 yards.
89 yard drive. Some things look good on that, some things look bad. Ball down, kick up, looking good, and it is good.
And Tim, I would think that will be the last that we will see of Louisa's first line kids.
You would think so.
Yep.
42 to nothing, Byron. You would think so.
Louisa just dominated the game.
All phases.
And I know, as you said, Dicky was looking at the fact that when he questioned Byron, he said, and they decided they wanted to receive the opening kickoff after winning the toss. I think that was the thing. Coach Patrick wanted to send a message right off the bat.
Yeah, you know what?
And the message was received.
Well, I mean, you can look at it a lot of different ways, but if you've got an offense like that, I mean, why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it once and be up 7-0.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd much rather be up 7-0 than down 7-0 any day.
Well, you know, a lot of people talk about deferring and put your defense out there and set the tone. Well, let me tell you, offense can set the tone
That's
too
right.
when you got an offense like this.
They sure can.
I mean, that was a heck of a run just then by Hyder, too. In the second half, he has 62 yards to go with 114 already, so that's 176 yards on 13 carries. Not a bad average.
That's pretty good average.
All right, so that's the end of the third quarter.
Yep. Louisa 42, Monticello 0.
And with that rule, guys, I mean, each team basically had the ball one time in that third quarter. But with that clock running, and even on incomplete passes, it just keeps on tick, tick, tick. It keeps going. It's pretty much only going to stop on timeouts or if there's an injury situation.
Yep.
See if we can pick up anything else going on.
See if we can come up with some other scores there, Tommy.
I wish I had learned how to multitask when I was young.
You see what I'm using, don't you? This old flip phone. I ain't quite.
Hey, they're going to make the phone now is made where it tells you what to do. You don't have to.
I don't know if I can still follow the instructions.
Oh. St. Anne's lost 42-8 to Blue Ridge.
All right. So Monticello's going to start again at their own 20. The kickoff once again was into the end zone.
And there's the first sack of the night.
Yeah. Dropped back to pass, got flushed out, rolled out to his left, and got pulled down for a nice sack by Louisa's defense there. Now that's going to be about a 6-7 yard loss at least over there.
Hole opening on the right side and getting some yardage, maybe about 3 yards. Third and 12, 13. Dropping straight back, looking downfield, throwing over the middle. A little bit too high for the big man there, number 9. And that's Ian Fagans.
Everything he's throwing from drop back, he's throwing off his back leg, and that's what's causing balls to sail on.
It's ball is definitely sailing on him.
Yeah.
Fourth down. Punter coming in.
Yeah, fourth and about 13 to go for Monticello, and backed up at their own 17-yard line. This is looks really similar to that first punt attempt where the snap went over his head back into the end zone.
Yep. He gets it, and it got a good roll down inside the Louisa 40 to about the 38-yard line. Louisa will take over on downs at their own 38. Let's see who will be quarterbacking now. Will it be Jackson or
I just can't.
Nelson?
What number is it, Jackson kid? Tom?
10.
10.
I can't think it would be Brady.
I see 10 step up in the huddle out there. You just don't. It doesn't even make sense to have any starters in there right now.
Yeah. And he has had both of the Nelson boys up early in the year, but when everybody came back, he sent the quarterback back down to the JV so that they would get a little more seasoning there. Well, that's Brady coming out.
No. Brady not coming out.
Yeah, he's on. I mean,
Is
on
he?
the field, he's
Yeah,
quarterbacking.
He is out there.
Oh, I thought that. Oh no, his number 10 down here is receiving.
So they call a timeout.
The play clock was about gone
Oh,
on him.
all right. Well, another thing the speeded up clock has done is we've only had 2 penalties in the second half.
It's cut down on penalty. I got you, Tom.
Let's see who we might have out there for Louisa now. Isaiah Hollins there in the huddle, number 21. Jameer Ragland, number 54, 5'11", 320. Number 52 is out there, Nash Kenningham, 6 foot 239 sophomore. Number 53, Owen Houchins, 5'11", 267 junior.
All right, Louisa comes out over the ball. 1st and 10 at their own about 38-yard line.
Look at that arm. It's caught. $37 yards. Woo, what do you think, Tim?
Well, it's a long pass play, and you know, I guess there's different ways to look at everything, and one is that, okay, is there certain things we want to work on, but at this point in the game, I think you could let some kids play that haven't played, and I'm just not sure why you I just am not sure why you throw the ball down the field like that, but
Throwing again, caught this time by, let's see. That was Seabury, I believe, made the catch, and he's going to pick up 7.
all right, so the line of scrimmage is down about the 11-yard line. 2nd and 2 for the Lions.
Keeping the ball is Brady. And there's a situation where he's out there and don't want to get him injured. Lost a couple yards there.
All right, 3rd and about 4 at the 13-yard line. Brady rolls out to his left, throws, and just out of the outstretched arms of his receiver, incomplete pass. And so we may have a field goal attempt here.
4th down coming up.
So, Tommy, what are we looking at? About a 30-yard attempt here?
It looks like they're going to mark it, yep, at the 20. So that would be a 30-yarder. Ball down, kick up. Did he pull it?
You got
Nope,
it.
it's good. 30-yard field goal. Albertson. Louisa 45, Monticello 0. 5:21 to go in the game.
All right, again, Tommy had a great crowd here tonight for this ball
Yep.
game.
I suspect a lot of them are going to stay a little longer too, so I'm sure Mr. Purcell will be staying a little longer.
Right. We might be able to sell that bobblehead, Tommy. Get some good money for that thing after the game. So, what do you think?
I think he made me older than what I am, because he said he's been coaching baseball for 62 years, and I was on the first team he ever coached. Well, I'm 77, and I was 13 at the time, so it'd be 64. But who's counting? I'm just feeling lucky to be alive. Thank the good Lord.
Well,
77.
Tim,
Dicky is 80, going on 81. Pretty sure that's what it is. All right. 1st and 10 for Monticello at the 20. They've started at that position a lot of times, Byron.
all right, this will be the third time Monticello's had the ball in the second half, and they have started from their own 20 each time.
All right, hand off to the outside to Poor.
And Tim, your point from earlier in tonight's broadcast, if you've got a kicker that can consistently get the ball into the end zone, and offensively your opponent is starting from their 20-yard line, that you're gonna play the odds on that and say how many high school teams can churn out 80-yard drives without making a mistake.
Not many.
Not many is right.
Not many.
There's a hanky, yellow hanky on the field out there, I believe. So let's see what we got going on.
It's getting about the point when you're putting in subs, you might get illegal substitution, something like that.
Nah,
coming up.
we got more, I think, of an unsportsmanlike.
Another one. Yep, dead ball foul. Unsportsman.
Against the defense, the play will result in a disqualification.
Oh goodness!
Will result in what?
A
Disqualification.
Disqualification.
Yeah. So he won't be playing next week.
And who was it that it was on? Let's see.
It's like number 26 came off of the field and does not look like he's very happy. And that is it Keywan Carter?
Yeah, he had a great game last week too.
I mean, he did not look very happy, but I don't know. I mean, I
think
can't
one of the coaches talking to him
yeah,
too.
I can't say for sure that he was the one, but it looked like from his body language that it may be him.
Pass over here to Fagans, and going to be about a 7-yard gain.
And Tim, to your point, when that happens, that's not just affecting you tonight.
No.
That's a carryover. That's next week.
And they've so many of these unsportsmanlikes now carry with them not just next game. He carries tonight in 2 games.
Okay.
They're really cracking down on certain things out there on that field with kids mouthing at each other and using certain kinds of remarks to each other.
Good reception that time. Good throw. Coming up with it, number 2. That's Michael Zaney. He's had 2 catches tonight for 18 yards.
All right, line of scrimmage is in Louisa territory now at the 47-yard line.
That's Poor trying to get to the outside. He's going to pick up about 5, maybe 6.
All right, clock continues to tick. We're down under 3 minutes.
Give him 6.
Louisa well ahead, got the game in hand, 45-0 at this point. Line of scrimmage is now the 41-yard line of Louisa. Second down and about 4 to go.
Dropping straight back. Pressure put on. Now he's rolling to his right. Got some running room. And runs out of bounds. Close to a first down. Let's see where they mark it. Only gets 4. Third and 2. Louisa getting some players in. Hand off to Poor. Poor's got the first down and more. Got to run to the outside, got room, and he's going to take it to the house. Going to be a 38-yard run.
All right, nice run that time by Poor. He got through the initial line of scrimmage and made a man miss, made a good cut back, and put his foot in the ground and took it to the end zone. So that gets the goose egg off the board for Monticello. And that makes the score 45-6 with the point after attempt coming up for Monticello.
And they
the fumble
bobbled
is
the ball.
snapped and never able to get the kickoff.
So Louisa 45, Monticello 6.
And we're at 1 minute and 27 seconds left in tonight's ball game.
I like these times.
So you would think that there'll be one more possession by whichever team that may be.
You going to kick it away, Coach, or you just going to do an
just let
onside,
him-
try
just
it and
let
see?
him- Nah, just let him.
Let
kick
it be?
thing. Yeah, probably. I don't know though. They might. Louisa's pretty much dominated this contest pretty much from start to finish.
Yeah,
In all phases of the game,
Yeah, I mean, at this point, kind of carrying over, and it's sort of gotten lost a little bit in the second half. But Louisa's had, up to this point, has had 7 offensive possessions and has scored every time.
Yeah.
They've had the ball, 6 touchdowns and a field goal.
Yeah.
So. All right, I guess it took a timeout. They're just getting the numbers right as far as who's in there, I guess, Coach.
I hope so.
Just making sure that they got 11 hats in the game.
Yep.
All right, so we're down to 45 seconds. So basically, just a play or 2 at most, and this one will be history.
And one more play after. Well, this may be it. They said it at 40 seconds, so yep, they can just let it run out right here.
Just let it go.
Yep. Final is going to be Louisa 45, Monticello 6. Coach, what do you think?
Pretty dominating performance tonight by Louisa. And I kind of felt coming in that's what we were going to see. I talked to Will about it this week, and he tried to play it down a little bit, but.
Well, and you see the talent of these guys, too. As you said, not many places has athletes like us. And that's what I look at kids like that, and he may say running back, he may say wide receiver, but he is an athlete. He can play anywhere you put him.
Absolutely.
So that was the thing there. Byron, what do you think?
Well, I would agree that, really, Louisa, once the coin toss went up in the air and hit the ground, and Louisa says, we win the toss and we want the ball, and they took it and went immediately down and punched it in. And, they went a couple of drives and before they even attempted to, they'd thrown one pass and the first half was close to being over.
Yeah.
And they just set the tone. They dominated, up front on the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. Monticello could never get anything going as far as their run game. And, they've had some pretty good success against some of the teams they've played running the ball. Monticello has, not tonight. Louisa just dominated them. So the game was never in doubt. Anytime you have a game like this, you say, okay, let's just hope that we don't have a bunch of injuries.
Yep.
I don't know that there was anything physically, injury-wise. We got one player that we're thinking is probably not going to be eligible to play for at least one more game.
At least one game.
At least one game.
Maybe 2.
Right. So, and again, it was a sloppy game from a penalty standpoint. And Coach, I'll just kind of ask you this question. From a coaching standpoint, there's certain penalties that you don't like any penalty. But there's certain penalties that if they're hustle penalties,
absolutely,
you can live with it. That's
absolutely
part of the game. But it's the mental errors that you just have to say, okay, we won 45-6. So they don't, and sometimes from the player standpoint, they say, well, what's the big deal? We won 45-6. But to your point, which you made several times,
yep,
we're going to get in another month and a half, guys. We're not going to be beating people 45-6.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And those penalties can be the difference in winning and losing a ball game.
You're absolutely correct. You can live with some of the, like you said, but unsportsmanlike, dead balls, those kinds of things. You got to clean it up, because somewhere along the line in some game, if you don't get it cleaned up, it's going to cost you.
Right.
It's going to cost you.
Right. Well,
And if we get in, and here's, officiating's officiating. But my thing is, if you're getting those kinds of penalties at home, how many penalties is it going to be when you're on the road?
right. Yeah.
And I know, I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying.
Well, plus, and I don't care what you say, in a game like tonight, the second half, where the clock is running continuously, those referees, they know what's going on. They probably want to get the game done just as much as anybody else does. Okay?
You're absolutely right.
So you got to think, okay, they're not going to just be chucking flags just to be throwing flags.
No,
okay?
no.
It's going to
It's
have
going
to
to have
be
to
pretty
be
blatant,
right. It's going to have to be blatant for them to throw it.
Right.
And when you're on that receiving end of it, it's just not good.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah. So, well, hey, that's definitely something that I know Louisa's coaching staff will it'll be front and center. The plus side, and way on the plus side, is a 45-6 victory. And so Louisa certainly has gotten the ship kind of sailing in the right direction here.
Right.
It looks like offensively, as far as the timing, they've got it going in the right direction, and so they're certainly going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Well, they've got Brian. They've got some of the best offensive weapons of anybody, any high school within a couple 100-mile radius of us right now.
Right.
With the kids that they've got, and I mean, they just got athletes that make plays for you, and
Yep.
they're special. They're special young men.
Yep. All right.
Like I said, the one was offered a full ride by Georgia when Georgia was the defending national champion.
Yeah.
I mean,
When he's probably 14 years old.
absolutely.
Probably never been on a plane before in his life,
Probably
right?
never has.
All right, look at some unofficial statistics for Monticello. 21 carries, 91 yards, 4 of 11 passing, 36 yards, total of 127 total yards. For Louisa, on the ground, there was, well, let me see where I wrote that now. I'm getting so bad my own handwriting I can't read, Tim. On the ground, Louisa 255 yards on the ground, 154 through the air, 409 total yards.
Right. Yeah.
So, and Byron, as you said, a couple of those passes, one that Carter caught, one that Hyder caught, it was just looked so smooth.
Well, it looks smooth, Tommy, because they got that extra gear.
Yeah.
For a lot of receivers, those balls would have been overthrown, and they wouldn't have caught them.
Right.
But for those two kids,
Right.
they got that extra gear they can hit, and it makes it look easy.
Yeah, and Brady is learning that when they get out there like that, just put a little bit of air under the ball.
Absolutely.
Okay, and let them track it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got the speed to do that.
Yep. We said last week, think they got an internal GPS in there somewhere where it's like a guided missile, hit it right to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it's been a pleasure having you here with us
Guys,
tonight.
I've enjoyed
Tim?
the night. I'm glad that, like I said, Doug Straley called me a couple months ago and asked me, he said, Coach, can you put something on your calendar? I said, I think I can. What do you want me to put on there? He told me about it, and I said, you know what? I wouldn't miss this night for anything.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it. And, man, like I said, you guys took care of me over the years, Tommy, you and Dicky, and who was the other boy, Fisher boy that used
Rodney.
to travel with
Yeah,
y'all,
Rodney.
when y'all did them games. And I mean, Dicky called me up during the week, Coach, who can I make a couple phone calls to? I'd give him a couple names, a couple businesses, and he said, well, next thing you know, y'all there doing the games. So
It's been fun, I tell you.
I've enjoyed the relationship that I've had with you guys, and you know, I've had a good relationship with a lot of people over here in Louisa County, because you know, I'm next door.
We're good folk.
You know, we're good folk. And somebody asked me one time, what was the difference between the Louisa players and Spotsylvania players? And I said, the only difference I can see is the lake separates us. You know,
Yeah.
that's the only difference I see.
I tell you what, when you have coachings behind you, and you being the head coach, and then your assistants, same way here. Will, what he got into when he first wanted to come back to Louisa, and now, I mean, it's like he said, you just, every game, everybody that plays you, they want you.
Oh,
They want to knock you off that top of the mountain.
Absolutely. You know, now it don't look like we got their A game tonight, you know, with the score. But I guarantee you, their coach was preaching to them all week. We taking our A game because that's where you set your standard. Mm-hmm. It's where you set your standard right here. Yeah. Over the years, and you know, look at the atmosphere this place brings to a home football game.
Yeah,
right. The closest atmosphere I've seen to this place was back in the 80s at Cortland High School when I was an assistant coach over there, running around, no shirt on and hollering raw meat and everything.
Yeah.
You know, this is the closest I've seen to that type of atmosphere, and it's special.
Yeah.
You don't get this everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you got one school in the county, which helps. Businesses roll the sidewalks up on Friday night. You go to a high school football game in the jungle. Yeah. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
That's a lifestyle here.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what's made it special.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
And again, Tommy, been a really special night here tonight. Not only do the Lions come away with the victory, but it's been an appreciation night for Dicky Purcell.
Absolutely.
And everything that he's meant to Louisa County. And it was just a really, really nice night and just a well-deserved evening for Dicky.
I saw earlier someone asked him, said, "This doesn't mean you're going to quit coaching, does it?" He said, "I'm thinking on it." and when he gets thinking, you know what he's going to do. He'll be back out there.
I had lunch with him this week.
Yeah,
early in the week. I had lunch with him. I said, "Dicky," I said, "You know what? You got one place to be." He said, "What's that, Coach?" I said, "On one of them fields."
Yeah.
I said, "That's where people expect to see you. And as long as the Lord gives you health to do it, go out there and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy those kids." I mean, you know, for me, I mean, I'm still getting it, and I'm not as old as Dicky, but at my age, I'm still getting to do some things that I enjoy doing. Yeah. The speed work I do in the summertime, I enjoy coming here and work with these kids in Louisa. You know, it keeps me involved in the game. And just some of those kids, man, I mean, it's just fun. And
well, that's what
I'm going to try to keep doing. I might not be coaching on a field exactly, but I'm going to still try to do the things that, you know, keep me moving.
Right.
You know, because you know what they say, when you get old and you stop moving, bad things happen.
Yeah, don't let the old man get you down. Is what Toby Keith said.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Well, it was a big victory, great victory for Louisa, 45-6 over Monticello. They go to Orange next week, and I know on the schedule it says 7 p.m. at Orange. I believe they do their games at 7 p.m. now, rather than they were one of the last holders like Louisa at 7:30, but I think now it is a 7 o'clock start over there. And Orange now, they've had a couple of 56-0 blowouts against people, so they got some athletes.
They'll start thinking that they ready to bring their A game.
That's right.
You know, that's what they're going to do, and they're going to be in their back. They're going to be at home.
Yep, they're going to be home. That's the thing.
Yeah.
All right, thanks to our engineer, Andrew Wolfalk here, and we're going to tell you next week, Orange and Louisa, the Battle of the Gordonsville Tasty Freeze, and tonight's final, Louisa 45, Monticello 6. Good night, Byron. Good night, Tim.
Good night.
Good night, Andrew. Good night, everyone.
Been a great night.